The thing that for me connects Peter Thiel, J.D. Vance's owner, and a billionaire, and Alice Weidel, the head of Alternative für Deutschland, which is a fascist party in Germany. It's not that both have German nationality or that they're gay, it's that they're white. Because that's what they are above everything else. In 1984, long before this normalization of homosexuality and its acceptance in mainstream society, James Baldwin, a civil rights activist and a writer, gave an interview to The Village Voice in which he said this about white gay people. I think white gay people feel cheated because they were born, in principle, into a society in which they were supposed to be safe. The anomaly of their sexuality puts them in danger, unexpectedly. Their reaction seems to me in direct proportion to the sense of feeling cheated of the advantage which accrued to white people in a white society. There's an element, it has always seemed to me, of bewilderment and complaint. Now, that may sound very harsh, but the gay world as such is no more prepared to accept black people than anywhere else in society. It's a very hermetically sealed world with very unattractive features, including racism. James Baldwin does here is really interesting because he does an analysis that is very clear-eyed of the consequences of living in a society in which white privilege is the norm. He goes on to say that for people of color, their homosexuality is just an added level of risk than the risk that they already have, because white people, specifically white men, are not used to having that base level of risk, their reaction to it, as the reaction of any privileged person who gets withdrawn a bit of their privilege is really strong. But for these white gay people, what happens when you take away that risk? When you allow them to become normal. Peter Thiel and Alice Weidel end up being extreme examples of what could happen if you take away the sting of belonging to a marginalized group to people who are inherently privileged. They end up forsaking their marginalization. They stop needing the rest of us, the gender non-conforming, the queer people of color, the trans people, as cannon fodder for their movement, because they got what they wanted. Normalization and the ability to transfer property through gay marriage, rather than queer liberation.